What you are looking at now is the Pullman factory in the clock tower. The factory building in clock tower was unusual in that the architectural design and treatment defined the common practice of having an interesting building for industrial use. The Pullman buildings were given an architectural identity and set in a park-like setting. The factory building 100 years ago was well lighted and ventilated. The walls were painted in light colors to create a cheerful atmosphere. They were not to be compared to the sweatshops of the time. The cars were constructed in assembly line fashion, a remarkable method for the time. The factory and clock tower formed the central mass of the structure. There was a false lake in front of the building 100 years ago. Now, looking at the building, all you would see is two parts of the main structure that remains, and the clock tower still takes today. You may also see pictures of times in the past of the clock tower and how the factory was formed. There is a large gate surrounding the building that also says property of the government for historical reasons. In the 1920s through the 1950s, the factory lost its bit by bit, especially due to the Depression. Taking a Pullman walk tour in the Pullman neighborhood, they will let you know more details about the factory. Now where you are looking at is the Hotel Florence. When I visited the Hotel Florence, it was no one around. It was about 3 cars in the parking lot, and the building looked old. But to my surprise, it was still open. The history of the Hotel Florence was when George Pullman opened it in 1981 of November, and he named it after his favorite daughter, Florence. It was a showcase for visitors to George Pullman's perfect town. The building is way destructed from what it was in 1881. The original building cost $100,000 to build, and that was a lot back in that time. And the fixtures and furniture total over 30,000. The original portion of the hotel had 50 sleeping rooms, a dining room, a billiard room, barbershop, separate men's and women's parlors, and the only bar in Pullman. It was originally lighted with gas lights and heated with steam radiators. The Hotel Florence still open today, is now owned by Illinois Historic Preservation Agency as an internal part of the Pullman State Historic Site. Today, the hotel is undergoing a major capital improvement program by the state to restore the hotel for future use with the state historic site.
Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy.
Hey, what up,
Grab
girl?
my glasses, I'm out the door. I'm gonna hit this city.
Let's go.
Before I leave, brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack. Cause when I leave for the night, I ain't coming back. I'm talking pedicure on our toes, toes. Trying on all our clothes, clothes. Boys blowing up our phones, phones.